this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can use 3D models for your edits using Nomad Sculpt. So this is the interface we get when we open the app. There are a lot of things here, but I'm not going to explain each and everything. Now, if you click here, we get these options. This is basically like layers for sculpting. You can hide or unhide them. You can delete them here. If you click on the plus icon, you can add meshes. Since we are not going to sculpt, I'm not going to say more about it. Now let's start with how to import 3D models. But before that, we should know where to download them. For that, I'm going to use Sketchfab website. This website lets you sell your 3D models and also download 3D models. There are paid and free models, and some don't have the option to download. Now, just because it's free to download doesn't mean you can use it for commercially, but you can use it for social media and personal projects. You can click on any models like this, give it some time to load, and then you can move it around like this. You can zoom in and out, which is pretty cool. Now let's download a 3D model. I'm going to search PUBG, and by the way, keep in mind that if you don't see this icon, it means there is no option to download that model for free. Okay, let's select this house from PUBG. The lighting looks bad, but we can fix that in Nomad. Now, how do we download it? Scroll down, you can see the option download. Click on it and you will get a few formats to download, but we need the GLB format file. We get two options, 1K texture size and 2K texture size. I always select the higher texture size. So click download and the file will be downloaded. Now we are back in Nomad. How do we import the file? For that, click on this file icon. We get the option to import and we have two choices. One is open and another one is add to scene. Open means you will lose all the previous files you opened, but add to scene means you can add more models without losing the model you already opened in Nomad. I hope this makes sense. Now let's click on open and add a 3D model. Now our model is imported and it looks very flat, but we can fix that. Before that, let's learn how to move it around. For that, click on Gizmo and we get something like this. There are three colored arrows and rings. If you click on the green arrow, it moves forward and backward like this. If you click on the orange arrow, it will move side to side like this. And the blue arrow moves it up and down. Now it has these circles and dragging them stretches the model in that direction like this. You can undo it here like this. The same function works for rest of the circles. Now let's see what does these lines do. You can click on the line and rotate the model in that direction, and that's what the rest of the lines do as well. And one more thing, since you guys only like the video without me begging, please do like and comment on this video. And last but not the least, the outer circle lets you make the model bigger and smaller like this. Next, let's learn about lighting. Click on this icon, we get options to fix the lighting for our model. If you click on environment, we get few default options for environment lighting. You can click on import and add images you like. At the top, we have lights which allows us to add more specific lights. Click on add light and we get a light source like this. You can change the direction like this. Here we can increase or decrease the intensity of the light. Here we can select the color you want for the light. If you click here, we get three dots lighting types. Directional, spot and point. Directional is the one we are using now. Let's try spot, and this is how a spotlight works. You can click on the circle at the tip and increase or decrease it like this. Next is point light, and this is how it works. So this is how you add lights, and you can add more lights as you like. Next is how to set the perspective correctly for our edits. For that, we can open our image. To open an image, click on this icon and you will get the option for a reference image. Then click on the image, select import, and this is how you add the image you want in the background. Click on transform and now you can move the image however you want. Once you are done positioning it, click anywhere outside the image to lock it. You can adjust the opacity of the image like this, and you can also adjust the overlay like this. Now all you have to do is set your 3D model in the correct perspective. It usually takes some time to get the angles right. Also adjust the lighting according to the background if you want. If you want to adjust the focal length, click on this icon and adjust it like this. Also make sure to enable perspective and not orthographic. Now click on this icon and turn on post process. You will get more options for 3D models. Go through these settings, they are pretty basic. Once you are satisfied with the results, the next step is saving the image. But before that, always make sure to increase the size by clicking on the outer ring. Don't change the angles, only increase the size. If you keep it small, the quality will be low when you enlarge it in Ibispaint. So make it bigger like this. Click on this icon and scroll down. You will see options for selecting the image size. I normally choose 4K. Since we don't want the background, enable transparent background so it exports as a PNG. Now click export and we are all set. By the way, make sure your device is capable of handling this rendering or the app may crash. If it does, try exporting in lower resolution. And that's it guys. Now you can use the image in Ibispaint and start editing. If this video was helpful, make sure to like, comment and share it with your editor friends. I will see you in another video. Until then, keep creating.